Hey, how's it going? Before we get into the unboxing, let me get a couple things out of the way. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first video, please like and subscribe, share this channel, trying to grow this channel, and I want to grow it towards what you, my regular viewers, want to see. It's been a while since I've made a new video. I'm hoping that's going to change after the turn of the new year. I've been super busy creating custom songs. I work for a company called Songfinch. You can look me up on their artist page, and I write custom songs. And so for the big holiday rush, I've been super busy writing a bunch of songs, also getting some stuff together for my album, and that's also what we're going to be unboxing today is going to be a huge piece of that. So let's jump into this unboxing, and thank you again for watching. All right, so the Axe Effects. I have always been a traditional tube amp, ridiculous pedal board player. I have avoided pulling the trigger on my own modeler. Over the years, through sessions and doing a lot of sidemen and filling in as a hired gun with different artists and stuff live, I've used a Kemper quite a bit. I've used the newer Neural DSP Quad Cortex a couple times, but at the end of the day, when I was looking to pull the trigger finally on a modeler, the Axe Effects I think is just hands down the deepest dive you can go, just as far as its functionality, its tweakability. It was right for me, and I felt like I wasn't compromising anything. Now, a couple disclaimers before we unbox this, and before you unsubscribe if you already haven't by this point. I've got this wall of amps here, and it's not going anywhere. I've got a pedal board there, I've got a couple pedal boards under the bench, and then my main board under the desk, and they're not going anywhere. This is an incredible tool that I'm sure you're going to see a lot more on this channel as I start learning it, as I start diving in. I'm coming in pretty fresh. I've used a Fractal a few times, and when I was in music college, there was a couple people that had access. I think they were the XL, or maybe the X2 Ultra, maybe. I might be confused with my terminology there. And I would always ask if I could check my email on their guitar amp, just because it was digital. And that was really my mentality back then. You know, I was much more traditional as far as my approach. In the last few years, I've gotten more and more interested in writing and recording via the ways that my favorite guitar sounds were recorded and how they were performed live, and the gear that they used to write. And that is really these massive racks. And you know, one day I hope to build my dream rack rig, but that's really not very feasible financially, for one, but also practically. It's hard to have your refrigerator rack and lug it around these days. I didn't want to compromise though on the stereo wet dry wet parallel effects capabilities. You can also accomplish that incredibly with a pedal board, and that's something I'm still going to pursue. I'm still looking into ways to accomplish some of the things I'm going to learn here on the Axe Effects and apply it to my pedal boards and my more traditional rigs, really, all around. So don't think that all of a sudden this is going to be a Axe Effects channel and we aren't going to demo pedals and amps and guitars and pickups and all that glorious stuff that makes me really happy, and I love messing with it, and I love the imperfections that come along with that more traditional gear. This is going to provide an alternative option as well. to be paired alongside with, and be able to really expand the capabilities of my rig to the nth degree, really infinitely, beyond what I can accomplish with the gear that I have now, or what's even really very feasible. So all that to be said, I'm working on my first solo album, and I wanted to really dive into the Fractal after this, big push at the end of the year, really spend some time getting to know this thing as I start to track for my album, hopefully in the second quarter of 2023. So this is just a quick unboxing, but I did want to brief you that this doesn't mean that all my gear is going. I'm still going to be collecting all the gear that I've known and loved my whole life and my whole career. This is just an incredible piece of gear, incredible piece of technology, and I'm excited to be able to apply that and really dive in and learn it. And I want to bring you along for that journey. So let's unbox this. I've never actually done an unboxing, and with it being holiday time, it's pretty fitting to get a package here and open it up. All right, we got a box in a box here. So I should say this is the Axe 3 Mark II Turbo, and so that's the model and generation that's kind of the most current one, and so I was on the wait list for a while. I was actually on the wait list for the FM9. I got in only a couple months ago, but the realities of that being, anytime soon, was going to be not very hopeful, just because of the supply chain issues and the demand here, the wait lists, and ultimately the portability of an FM3 or an FM9 is really, really attractive to me. However, I do the majority of my work right here in my home studio, doing remote sessions and songwriting here at home. And the very few times a year that I fly for a gig, I'm willing to figure out ulterior, ways to do that. I've got my fly rig board that I used at NAMM this last year, and it flew great. And so we'll see what I end up going with, but this is really fairly portable, and just having the extra CPU and power of the Axe versus the FM9 is why I ended up going with it. Let's see if we can get this out here. I haven't bought a brand new piece of gear in quite a while. I guess aside from my gorgeous James Tyler there. But let's see if we can get this out, get a reveal going. All right. There we have Axe 3 Mark II Turbo. And I've got a rack here, just a SKB rack. I haven't decided on power as far as where to go, what direction to go for a power amp. If I want to run live cabs, but that's not going to be an immediate need for a while, and so I've got some time to figure that out. I would love to know what you think down in the comments below as far as pedal board. They have the FC12 and the FC6 controllers for this, but I could also go MIDI. I'm a big fan of the RJM Mastermind stuff, so if you've got a switcher or a MIDI controller that you love, please let me know down in the comments below what that is, because I'm trying to figure out what options are out there that I may not know of, and see what I want to end up ultimately going with. But for now, I've got a lot of learning to do. I've got a lot of late nights creating some really cool sounds, and I'm really excited for this thing. So thanks for watching this unboxing. This is a very abnormal video for me, but this is what we got. This is all I've been able to really film in the past several weeks. And so I'm hoping that can change in the new year. Let me know again down in the comments below. Send me messages. I've really loved when y'all have reached out to me on Instagram. It's been really cool. I've met some people from all over the world who've said really kind things about the channel and the videos and some of the gear that I've demoed. And so I love to hear from you. Let me know what gear you want to see me get into next. I've got a couple really fun things. I'm kind of on a personal quest to acquire the pedals that I had on my earliest pedal boards, and so they're not very expensive. They weren't then, and they still aren't now, pieces of gear, but I'm really excited to revisit some of those and dive into that nostalgia for myself. So for now, I've been Colin, and we'll see you next time.